Hello students, welcome to classroom teaching. I am Shekhar, your science teacher. In last session, we have seen about the mass of an atom and also the concept of mole that we learn. Today also we are going to learn a basic concept which is related to an atom. It is nothing but valency. Students, actually we have seen this concept of valency in previous standards also. We have seen the definition of valency. What is it? Try to write the answer of the or try to write the definition in your notebook. Yes, it is nothing but the combining capacity of an atom with other atom. In 18th and 19th century, the laws of chemical combinations are used to determine the valency of any atom. But in 20th century, scientists they understand the relation between the valency and electronic configuration. Students, what is electronic configuration? Let us take few examples. Suppose sodium, atomic number 11, so the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Electronic configuration, it is nothing but the arrangement of electrons in different orbits. So 2, 8, 1, it is electronic configuration of sodium. Every atom, it tries to complete its octet. That means every atom, it requires 8 electrons in the outermost shell. For that, the atom tries. So you just ask question to yourself whether it is easy to take 7 electrons or to give 1 electron. Definitely, what is easy? It is easy for sodium to give up this electron. So sodium gives 1 electron and sodium ion is formed. Ion means it takes a 1 positive charge. Why? Because 1 negative charge, that means 1 electron, it is given away. And therefore Na positive is formed, and this Na positive, it has electronic configuration of 2, 8 because it has only 10 electrons. Let us take another example of chlorine. Cl, it has 17 atomic number, so electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. Again ask the same question to yourself. What is it? Whether it is easy to take 1 electron or give 7 electron. What chlorine should do? Chlorine always take 1 electron. So it takes 1 electron, that means plus 1 electron. Chlorine takes 1 electron, and Cl, because it has 1 more electron now, Cl minus is formed with electronic configuration 2, 8, 8. So after give and take of electron, that means definitely whenever these two elements or whenever these two atoms come close to one another, sodium gives 1 electron to chlorine, chlorine takes that electron, and one has positive charge, other has negative charge, and therefore the compound NaCl is formed. NaCl, sodium chloride, that is nothing but common salt that we use. And why this compound is formed? Because Na, it has positive charge, Cl, it has negative charge, therefore there is an attraction between these two ions, and these two ions combine together, a bond is formed between them, and that bond is called as ionic bond, and the compound NaCl is formed. So in this case, sodium, as it donates one electron, the valency of sodium is 1. As chlorine takes one electron, therefore the valency of chlorine is 1. So this is nothing but the relation between electronic configuration and valency. Let us take one more example. Suppose we take magnesium. Magnesium 12, 2, 8, 2. Now for getting a complete octet, that means magnesium, it requires 8 electrons in the outermost shell. The outermost shell is called as valence shell. So whether it is easy for magnesium to donate 2 electrons or whether it is easy for magnesium to take 6 electrons, definitely the answer is to give electrons. So therefore magnesium donates these 2 electrons. So 2 electrons, they are given by magnesium, and magnesium 2 positive is formed. This is also ion, magnesium ion, but the charge is 2 positive because 2 electrons are given with electronic configuration 2, 8. If this magnesium come close to chlorine, then what happen? Chlorine, it require 1 electron, but 2 such chlorine atoms come together to form MgCl2, magnesium chloride is formed, because these 2 chlorines, each chlorine takes 1 electron from the same magnesium, because magnesium, it is 2 positive and chlorine, it has negative only, 1 negative charge. It requires only 1 electron. So from this we can say the valency of chlorine is 1 because it takes 1 electron only, but the valency of magnesium is 2 because it gives 2 electrons. So now tell me, what is valency? What is valency then? It is nothing but the number of electrons either given by an atom or number of electrons accepted or taken by an atom during a chemical reaction or during formation of ion. This is nothing but valency of ion. So valency, maximum valency should be 4 only. Let us take one example to how I am saying the maximum valency should be 4. Only one question you have to ask to yourself, which is that, yes, whether it is easy to donate electron or to take electron. Suppose any atom, suppose aluminium, electronic configuration 2, 8, 3, or suppose one more example we will take, that is of nitrogen 2, 5. Tell me the valency of aluminium and nitrogen. In this case, the valency of aluminium is 3 because it is easy to donate 3 electrons than taking 5 electrons. Therefore, the valency of aluminium is 3. But the valency of nitrogen is how much? Whether it is 5, whether it is easy to give these 5 electrons or take 3 electrons, because it requires 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So in this case, it is easy to take 3 electrons. and therefore the valency of nitrogen is also 3. So we can easily find out the valency if we know the electronic configuration. So this is nothing but the valency of an atom. If the definition is asked, definitely the original definition is combining capacity of an element with other element. But now the definition is, after the electronic configuration is understood here, the definition it changes. What is it? Number of atoms given by an atom, or number of electrons given by an atom, or number of electrons taken by an atom in a chemical reaction or during a chemical change. It is called as valency of that element. Some atoms, they show variable valency. So let us understand what is variable valency. Valency, but variable valency. What is variable valency? Some atoms, under different conditions, they donate or accept different number of electrons. Under different conditions. The examples, well-known examples, are of copper or iron or mercury. Look, copper, it has valency 1 or 2. That means in certain conditions, copper, it gives 1 electron, or sometime it gives 2 electrons. So the valency, it changes, and therefore such elements, they are said to have variable valency. Like copper iron also, Fe, it has valency 2 or 3. Ferrous, ferric, cuprous, cupric. So these are nothing but the ions which are formed after donation of electrons. So these atoms or these elements, they are said to have variable valencies because they donate, or some elements may accept different number of electrons under different circumstances after different conditions. So that is nothing but the concept of variable valency. We are not going in deep here. Before going directly, or let us understood now we know what is valency. So after giving or taking electrons in the formation of ionic compound, the ions are formed. Ions, they are nothing but atoms having some charge, either positive or negative. That we have seen, sodium Na positive is formed, Cl negative is formed, magnesium Mg2 positive is formed, oxygen 2 negative is formed. So these are nothing but the charges, charge atoms, and these are called as ions, or these are also called as radicals. So what is meant by radical? A table is given here in this book. 3 examples are given: NaOH, second is KOH, and the third example is given, that is CaOH taken twice. three examples. All these three are bases. In all such ionic compounds, two types of ions are present. One is positive ion, that is called as cation, and a negative ion, which is called as anion. So, if cation, it reacts with hydroxyl group only, that means hydroxide anion, then it is called as a basic radical. So this Na positive, in this case, it is nothing but a basic radical. So all metal radicals, they are basic radicals. They react with hydroxide anion to form a base, and therefore they are called as basic radicals. Na positive, K positive, Ca2 positive, magnesium 2 positive, these are called as basic radicals. So what is meant by basic radicals? Basic radicals, they are nothing but positive radicals of metals. Whenever they react with hydroxide anion, these are nothing but cations. Whenever these cations react with hydroxide anion, a base is formed. Therefore, they are called as basic radicals. All positive radicals are basic radicals. Depending upon which basic radical is reacting with hydroxide group, different types of bases are formed. Similarly, three examples are given here also, like HCl, HBr, and the third one is HNO3. In these three examples, we can see that Cl negative, Br negative, NO3 negative. These are negative radicals. Whenever these different negative radicals react with H positive, that means hydrogen cation, then acid is formed, and therefore these three radicals, they are called as acidic radical. Acidic radical. Why it is called as acidic radical? These are anions. Whenever different anions, they react with hydrogen positive ion or cation, then acid is formed, and therefore these negative radicals are called as acidic radicals. And depending upon which acidic radical is reacting with hydrogen, different types of acids are formed. So it is very easy to understand. So we divide the radicals into two groups only: basic radicals, acidic radicals. Basic radicals, they are always metallic radicals, that means cations having positive charge. Acidic radicals, they are anions having negative charge. They are mainly non-metals like chlorine, bromine, or sometimes a group of atoms may be present with negative charge. They are having negative charges, that means they are negative radicals. They are called as acidic radicals. So if few examples are given, from these examples we can easily find out which are acidic radicals and which are basic radicals. Few examples are given in this book. We have to classify them. All positive ions, they are called as basic radicals. All negative ions, they are called as acidic radicals. But we can again classify these radicals by one another type. That is nothing but The radicals, they are having a single atom with charge. It is called as simple radical. Look, one example, suppose Na positive or Cl negative or Mg 2 positive, O 2 negative. These are nothing but all these four, out of these four, 2 are basic radicals, 2 are acidic radicals. But all these four, they are called as simple radical. Simple radical. But SO4 2 minus, or one more example, NO3 minus. Both are acidic radicals, but these radicals, as they are having a group of atoms here, it is called as composite radical. So you can easily differentiate radicals. Firstly, we differentiate radicals into two groups. One is basic radical and second is acidic radical. Positive radicals are basic, negative are called as acidic. But we again classify these total radicals into again two groups. One is simple radical, all these four are simple radicals, and the second is composite radicals. So the simple radical and the composite radicals, and the amount of charge which is shown here on this, on the top, it is nothing but the valency of that simple radical or composite radical. So this is about two types of radicals. So whenever these positive and negative radicals combine together, an ionic bond is formed. That means whenever these basic and acidic radicals combine together, whenever these positive, that means cations and anions, they combine together, a bond is formed between them and the compound is formed which is called as ionic compound. While writing the ionic compound, first the cation is written and then anion is written, and charges are not shown there, and they come close to each other due to the force of attraction between positive and negative. We can form the such compounds. Suppose magnesium and oxygen come close to one another. It has two valency, so simple magnesium oxide is formed. But whenever magnesium and chlorine come close to each other, then MgCl2 is formed, magnesium chloride. Why here 2? This we can find out by using cross multiplication of valencies. Let us take an example of MgCl2 here. Cross multiplication of valencies. We know the valencies of magnesium and chlorine. Valency of magnesium is 2, chlorine is 1. So just cross multiply it. So we have magnesium 1, chlorine 2, and therefore magnesium chloride MgCl2 is formed. One more example we can see here. Sodium Na, it has valency 1. Then SO4 group is given. SO4 group is, that means the valency is 2 minus, but it is 2. Just cross multiply it. We can find out the compound. Molecular formula of a compound we can find out if we know the valency of that atom. Easily we can find out. Cross multiply Na2 SO4 If 1 is there, it need not to be written there. But if 2 is there, Na2SO4. So this is the molecular formula of this compound. We can easily find out it if we know the valencies of both the atoms or group of atom. So in this way, we can find out the molecular formulas of various compounds by using the valency, and we can easily say valency if we know the electronic configuration, and we can easily write electronic configuration if we know the atomic number of that atom. So we start from atomic number. You must know the atomic number of few elements or few atoms. If you know the atomic number, you can write valency, you can write electronic configuration, you can write valency, and if you know valency, you can find out any compound. One simple example we will see here. Calcium and hydroxyl group, calcium and OH group. Calcium, it has valency 2, OH group, it has valency 1. So if we cross multiply it, we get CaOH2, that means OH taken twice, calcium hydroxide. So for that, what you need to know, you must know the atomic number, and you must know a list of radicals are given here. Some basic radicals, that means positive radicals, simple and composite both. Some negative radicals, that means acidic radicals, simple and composite both. The lists are given here. Try to find out or try to make as many possible combinations of cation and anion and make the compounds of them. Try to make the compounds, molecular formulae of compound by cross multiplication of their valencies. So we will stop here for this video. Thank you very much.